In a breathtaking display of air power and precision, dozens of US F-35 Lightning II fighter jets thundered into the skies during a massive and unprecedented military operation. The sleek fifth-generation stealth jets, known for their unmatched speed, agility, and invisibility to radar, took off in synchronized waves from multiple airbases in a top-secret location. The deafening roar of their engines echoed across the region as bystanders witnessed a formation unlike anything seen in years, marking the beginning of what many analysts called a decisive and calculated strike. Codenamed Operation Iron Vortex. This mission is reportedly one of the largest mobilizations of advanced fighter aircraft in modern U.S. military history. According to confidential sources inside the Pentagon, over 50 F-35 jets were deployed simultaneously, backed by aerial refueling tankers, reconnaissance drones, and electronic warfare aircraft. With unparalleled coordination and discipline, the jets launched with total radio silence, relying solely on highly encrypted digital networks to communicate mid-air, avoiding any possibility of signal interception by hostile forces. High-altitude satellite imagery captured the sheer scope of the operation, showing an awe-inspiring sight of dozens of jets soaring in formation at supersonic speeds. In a matter of minutes, the entire strike group vanished from traditional radar systems, their stealth technology making them virtually undetectable. Intelligence analysts believe the mission was a warning shot directed at potential adversaries, signaling the U.S.'s readiness to strike with overwhelming force at any moment, anywhere in the world. Each F-35 was armed with an arsenal of cutting-edge weaponry, including AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, GBU-53B Stormbreaker smart bombs, and JDAMs designed for both anti-air and ground assault missions. The carefully chosen payloads reflected the operation's dual purpose, to eliminate both mobile targets and hardened enemy infrastructure. The pilots flying the mission had undergone rigorous months-long combat training in simulated high-threat environments, making them fully prepared for the real-world intensity they were about to face. As the jets climbed higher into the darkened sky, tension began to mount across several regions of interest. Intelligence agencies around the world took notice of the movement, prompting military alerts in rival nations. Military strategists believe the deployment may be connected to urgent intelligence about a hostile state preparing to launch a long-range missile or activate a weapons facility buried deep underground. The sense of imminent danger grew with every passing minute as the operation unfolded silently but rapidly. Inside the U.S. military's Global Command Operations Center, teams of analysts, senior officers, and defense strategists monitored hundreds of live feeds, tracking the position, speed, and status of every aircraft in the operation. The control center looked like the bridge of a spaceship, with glowing monitors, maps filled with red markers, and officers barking commands into headsets. Surveillance satellites and AWACS aircraft provided real-time intelligence, feeding a constant stream of data that enabled pinpoint decision-making in an evolving battlefield. Across Allied bases in Europe and the Middle East, military personnel were placed on high alert. NATO air forces began prepping their own aircraft for possible joint operations, while several adversarial nations activated their air defense systems, unsure of the mission's destination or objective. The atmosphere grew tenser as rumors spread of a possible strike on a rogue nation's chemical weapons site or ballistic missile factory hidden in mountainous terrain or underground bunkers. Then, at precisely 0300 hours, several F-35s broke formation and dived toward designated high-value targets. Moments later, massive explosions lit up the night as laser-guided bombs struck with chilling accuracy. Fireballs rose into the sky, illuminating the desert and mountains below. Sonic booms shattered the silence, shaking buildings and leaving witnesses stunned. These were not ordinary airstrikes. This was the cutting edge of aerial dominance, executed with surgical precision and devastating impact. The pilots, each wearing advanced heads-up display helmets, guided their weapons with pinpoint accuracy while remaining invisible to enemy defenses. Some jets engaged in evasive maneuvers after launching munitions, while others loitered nearby, waiting to strike secondary targets. Their sensors and radar locked onto threats miles away, providing a level of battlefield awareness never before seen in combat aviation. Meanwhile, emergency rescue and recovery teams were on standby in multiple locations, prepared for any eventuality. However, initial reports confirmed zero losses testament to both the F-35's superior technology and the flawless execution by the pilots. Upon completing their missions, the jets returned to their bases in waves, landing with the same synchronized grace they had taken off with, their fuselages still gleaming from the heat of combat. Military spokespersons gave no specifics about the targets or countries involved, maintaining a strict veil of secrecy. But anonymous Pentagon sources hinted that the mission had succeeded in eliminating a series of high-value threats, including underground weapons storage, mobile missile launchers, and command centers. Experts noted that the scale and speed of the strike were intended not just to destroy, but to shock and demoralize any opposing force watching. News of the strike broke across global media outlets, with some praising the U.S. for a bold and technologically advanced preemptive strike. Others, however, condemned it as an aggressive escalation. Diplomats rushed to organize emergency meetings at the United Nations as fears of retaliatory action began to spread. The skies may have quieted, but the geopolitical storm was just beginning to build. In high-level briefings with allied nations, U.S. officials reassured partners that the operation was necessary and narrowly focused, targeting threats that posed imminent risk to American and allied lives. Nonetheless, analysts believe the strike served a broader purpose, to demonstrate the full-spectrum dominance of the U.S. Air Force and its ability to carry out complex missions in any theater, at any time, without warning. As morning broke, the first rays of sunlight revealed a region forever changed by the events of the previous night. Smoke still billowed from destroyed enemy strongholds. Satellite reconnaissance confirmed the obliteration of targets that had eluded previous attempts for years. The message to the world was clear. When the F-35s take off, no enemy is safe. Even as details remain classified, one thing is beyond dispute. Operation has redefined modern warfare. It showcased not only the raw power of American air superiority, but also the precision, intelligence, and coordination that make the U.S. military the most formidable force on the planet. For enemies watching, it was a terrifying reminder that American fighter jets can strike like lightning swift, silent, and unstoppable.